Hi everybody and welcome to Badminton Racket Review. Today we are going to test out this Kawasaki, wait for the name, Warwolf X90. It's a unique name. Before we start the testing, I always go through the racket specs based on whatever I can read from the racket. So again, medial weight, which I assume is, it's an even balanced racket. Weight class 3U. Handle size, if you want to know, is G1. And the stiffness is towards stiff, so the shaft stiffness is towards stiff. Maximum tension on the strings at 30 pounds. That's pretty impressive actually. And that's about all we've got on there. Now in terms of feel, you've got to remember Badminton Racket Review is all about actual facts and figures, not so much about stuff that's subjective, but people have asked for it, so we're trying to give a bit of feedback on feel. The racket feels pretty good through the air. The balance works again very well with the weight of the racket. It doesn't feel particularly stiff when you're using it, and it feels fairly quick to use. Compulsion levels are not bad. It's not outstanding, not really terrible, not bad. Current retail value of a Kawasaki Warwolf is £115, so we get a lot of people from all over the world tuning into us, so please convert it yourself into whatever currency is available. Also, your local suppliers, hard to say. If you're in Europe, you need to go to Kawasaki in Poland, I believe, who sell these rackets. Although the Kawasaki obviously are fairly big in Asia, so you could go to Malaysia. I think there's an outlet in Indonesia and various other places, but just check the web for that. Right, so on to design. Again, gotta say Kawasaki, a brand that's not so well known in Europe, but I like the design of this racket. I mean, you may not have said, well, we've got to just say how we feel about it. And actually, I like the color combination. It's a unique color to do the racket in. The colors work really well. The print quality is really good. And they've added in some nice detailing. I think for a £115 racket, the design lives up to that price mark. And again, the print quality is superb. Take a look in this design video. It just shows you a close-up of the racket. Okay, so you've had a good look at the racket, you've seen it close up. Now we're going to weigh the racket. Let's see how much this racket actually weighs. So this racket comes in at 95.5 grams. Wow. That's heavy. People, I've talked about weight in the last video to this one. I'll talk about it quickly again. The weight of the racket, a lot of people regard the advertised weight of a racket is without a string, without a grip. Well, what's the point in that? And I know a lot of club players go on the court thinking the weight that's advertised on the racket is the weight they're actually playing with. Well, you're not, as this clearly proves. We have a separate video on this YouTube channel which highlights racket weight and how to understand it. We've tested a few different strings in that and a couple of different grips to give you an idea of the weight variations. But ultimately, if you're walking on court, the playable weight of this racket is going to be around the 95 gram marks, which is the 2U category, not the 3U category. Okay, so time for a smash test where we test to see how hard this racket can hit the shuttlecock in a smash. Okay, so now time for a maneuver test. So this test basically measures the airspeed, the acceleration of the racket, and its ability to move through the air. Okay, so that's all done. Don't forget the smash and the maneuver test, when Badminton Racket Review is launched as a website, will be shown in a kilometers per hour result, which is then converted into a score, and the score tallies up to give an overall score for the racket performance. Okay, now we're going to do a control test, and this is all about seeing how well the racket controls the shuttlecock. Okay, so that's all well and done. So as I said in the last video, Badminton Racket Review is super close to being launched. Stay tuned to us. We will definitely release a video. We will definitely send out people who have already subscribed to us. We will definitely be sending out newsletters to inform you of the website release. We're really close, not a lot left to do on it. Hard to give an exact time because it's not only us dealing with it, there's a number of people involved in the process, so, and everybody's playing their part in that. But we've got a lot more rackets to come for this session of testing in 2017. We've got more Kawasaki's, more sensational designs, Kumpus, Yonex, Victor, Apex, they're all to come. And obviously later in the year, in October, November, we'll have our next session of testing where we'll probably have Li Ning's, Carlton, Goosen, Babolat perhaps, and a few other manufacturers that we haven't tested recently. See you on the next video.